The beauty of the holiday season is that it gives us a week or two to get outside of our normal hustle and bustle patterns and not just celebrate the holidays, but reflect on where our lives are going. It gives us time to think about the things in our lives that really matter, to contemplate the world around us, and what is it that we really want out of life. As we age and we see the inevitability of our finite human existence, some earlier than others, but inevitably all of us reach that fork in the road. Which path do I take as a man? The comfortable path that is familiar to me and those around me, or the unfamiliar path that relies on faith? Psalms 21 verse 1 tells us, "The Lord is my light and salvation, whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life, of whom shall I be afraid?" The Dalai Lama tells us that his only ambition in life is to, quote, "seek solitude like a wild animal." Lao Tzu said, "Ordinary men hate solitude, but the master makes use of it, embracing his aloneness, realizing he is one with the universe." James Baldwin told us that not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. A recurring theme emerges from great men that have chosen paths that are less traveled. At some point, you must face and embrace solitude, not to be afraid of the unknown, and that it is he who overcomes his fear of solitude and embraces that which he cannot see that truly lives his life. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent into the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden back. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. The journey that men will face when they take this less traveled road is not just a physical one involving a plane ticket. The road that many men will walk will be a road they will walk in solitude, one where they will have to look inward and redefine who they are. This less traveled road means saying goodbye to many of your familiar customs, foods. The easiest mistake is the one most often made. Hold on to the familiar. Go just a little bit outside of your comfort zone, but keep your foot on home base. Those that do this only get but a brief taste of the person they could be if they fully let go. And by let go, I mean a second you that is waiting to be reinvented is waiting. But in order to reach that new you, you have to let go of the old you, because the old you is tethered in an old world. To make the commitment to walk the path that is less traveled, you have to let go of the familiar. You have to tumble in the unknown. You have to get over your fear of falling. Not only does this mean learning a new language, but it also means learning a new way for you to be you. For many, this is the biggest hurdle. Letting go of their familiar self, a self that does not belong in a new place in their future. We often speak of the current situation surrounding us in terms of mating and dating on this channel, the changing landscape under which we are trying to form lasting relationships. We often speak of the Black community and how it has evolved in a way that requires us to evolve if we are looking to have the healthy relationships we seek. On this channel, I don't solely lament the status quo of Black dating and mating for entertainment purposes, but also to bring awareness to what our actual norms are and how we need to be aware of this in order to fit into a new norm. Many of our norms in the Black community are dysfunctional, and there's a big ado of pointing. If one were to confront me in my second language in a second world, I would be unrecognizable to this person you hear speaking. This makes it easy for me to switch back and forth between my two personas because my old self is still tethered to not just the Black community, but my Black family, my Black customs, the Black collective that I will forever be tethered to culturally, biologically, and politically. As this message finds you at a time where we as men arbitrarily declare one unit of time is over and another unit of time is beginning, be aware of the fact that the future of not just you and your family, but possibly your community, your country, and maybe even your world may need the new you more than it needs the old you that you are familiar with. We are in a world now that changes faster than can possibly be imagined with the internet, shifting of the world as we have known it, and new possibilities that may not be reached unless you create this new you. In closing, I'd like to say to all who hear this message, I don't have overwhelmingly strong dislike of any group of people, and that of course would include Black women. The Black American has evolved through possibly the most difficult ordeal in recent human history. Because of the trauma that is written into our DNA, we are dysfunctional as a norm in ways other. It is my core belief that many of the ills of our group cannot be fixed without radical departure from our behavioral norms. There are some Black people who are forming healthy Black marriages back home. There are some forming healthy interracial relationships back home. There are some raising healthy children in healthy co-parenting situations. And there are some like myself who look to establish a family branch outside of the world we come from. As times change and we move into unfamiliar waters, it may just be choosing the path that is less traveled that may be in the end the decision you look back to in the sunset of your life and pat yourself on the back for.